everybody, it's Miss Caitlin with Plant the Seed, and today we're back with another take-home kit round of videos. And this time our take-home kits are all about birds in the garden. And so you're going to learn about how we feed our birds. We're going to be able to do a bird beak experiment and learn about the different beaks that birds have and how they help them eat in their environment. And then we're also going to do a bird watching activity. So I'm really excited to get started with you, and the first activity we're going to do is actually going to be a recycled bird feeder. And so this you can make out of a couple different things. You can make it out of any sort of like soda bottle, or you can make it out of a water container or a milk container or a juice container. Lots of different things can be used for this. It's just a recycled material you'll have around your house. And then from your kit, you will need the string that's in there. And if you see my dog's nose, we are at home today because it's snowing outside, so they're here with me. But you'll need the twine from out of your bag or the string, and then you will also need the bird seed out of your take-home kit as well. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. And the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the bird feeder first out of a smaller bottle, and then I'm going to show you how to make it out of like a big water or a milk jug. And so the first thing we're going to do with the soda bottle is we're going to take off the cap, we're going to put it aside, and then we're going to take the end of this, and you're going to grab, I have a push pin right here, but a safety pin will work, a sewing needle will work, and you just want to be careful with this because it is pointy at the top. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to make holes in the bottom for drainage. And so this might be a little bit difficult just because the bottom of the bottle is thick, so you might want to have a parent or an adult help you with this. We're just going to make a lot of little holes, so if water gets into our bird feeder, it'll be able to come out the bottom. So I'm just going to make probably about 15 of those all over the bottom of my bottle. And there you go, I have them. You can't really see that. You can kind of see them. They're there in the bottom. And so after we have that, after we have our drainage, what we're going to do is we're going to find places that we are going to put our sticks that we have gotten from outside. You need just 2 sticks that are kind of skinny, because what's going to end up happening is we're going to poke these through our bottle. And this is going to become the perch that the bird will sit on whenever it's eating the bird seed out of our bottle. And so we're going to choose a place that's down at the bottom of the bottle and one that's at the top of the bottle for our birds to perch. So we're going to choose a side and just stick our pin through it. Then we're going to kind of widen that a little by moving it around. And then we're going to try to find the other side where that will poke through, because we want our stick to lay as flat as possible through our bottle so it's even whenever our birds perch on either side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a marker and I'm just going to mark on the other side about where it looks. So I'm just going to look through my bottle and see about where the pin will come through on the other side to make my stick even. Get right about there. So just do little dots. I'm just going to take my pin and poke it through the other side. Once again, make it a little bit bigger. Just a little bit, so I have a hole on either side. All right, so after you've made the holes in your bottle, you're going to want to widen them a little bit because we want it to be big enough for the stick to fit through and for our bird seed to come out. So I just have a pen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find where those holes are, and I'm just going to stick the pen in and just make the holes a little bit bigger. So make sure that the pen is always away from you. I'm just kind of going back and forth and just jiggling it in there and making it a little bit bigger. See, it's already, I don't know if you can see it, but it's already right there. It's a little bit bigger than it first was with the thumbtack. So I'm just going to kind of stuck my pen through so there's a little bit of a bigger hole. Yeah, and just be careful while you're doing this. You don't want to hit yourself with your pen. So you can just see, I just made the hole a lot bigger. Put your fingers in there. And that's about the size of the hole that you want, because then this will be big enough for our stick to fit through and for our bird seed to also come out. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to start on my other hole on the other side. And I'm going to make that hole on that side bigger too. And then I'm just going to repeat the same process towards the top of the bottle as well. So then we can have one stick in the bottom, and then we can have one stick in the top for our birds to perch at and to eat their bird seed. So I'll be back after making another set of holes at the top and widening them, and then I'll show you we're going to stick our sticks through and then add our bird seed. All right, so I went ahead and I put my sticks in my bottle and I filled it with bird seed. And you'll see after you fill it, the sticks stick a little bit better. Before they were a little wobbly, but now you have your bottle filled with bird seed and you have the 2 sticks in there, and then I put the cap back on just to help water stay out of the bottle. And then you're going to take your piece of string from your kit and you're going to take it and you're going to wrap around the top of the bottle, just like that. And then you're going to make a knot. Just do it twice. And then you're going to make a little loop at the top. This way we can hang it from a tree branch. Just like that. Ta-da! You have a recycled bottle bird feeder that's ready to go outside in a tree. So this is my tree in my front yard, and then I've just hung my bird feeder from the string, and it's here ready for birds to come eat the bird seed. All right, so now we're going to learn how to make a bird feeder out of a bigger bottle, like a milk jug or a water jug, and what we need to do to make a bird feeder out of one of these bigger containers. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to leave some room so the bird seed can sit in the bottom. And so what we're going to do though is we're going to trace a hole right here. Once again, we want to leave about 2 inches at the bottom. We want to have a big enough hole so the bird can get in and get the food. And so I'm going to make one here to make one on the other big side of my bottle as well. Make one right here, 2. So those are the 2 holes. And then we're simply just going to take our scissors. Just be careful while doing this because scissors are sharp, because we're just going to lightly press into the bottle. It's pretty easy because these are thinner plastic. And then you're just going to try your best to cut around that circle so you have an opening for the birds to get in, to get the bird seed. I'm not doing the best following my circle. Just almost there. And then there is one hole. I'm going to go back through and clean up these edges a little bit because they're a little sharp and I don't want any birds to get hurt. So I'm just going to go through and clean those up just a little bit. Cutting off all this extra plastic. And then that is one side of our bird feeder. That's done. All right, so I went ahead and cut the other hole on the other side of my milk jug, and then I just filled it with the bird seed that came in my kit. However, you can also color it and paint it and decorate it before you hang it up outside. You can do any of those things. And if you have a milk jug or a water jug like me, then you can actually take this, and this is how you can hang it in the tree. If you have a milk carton or if you have something that doesn't have a handle, you can use the string that's in your bag to make a little hole, a little loop, and then to use that to hang it from the tree. But I'm gonna go ahead and hang it from the handle, and let's go outside and find somewhere to hang it so our birds can eat from it. Outside, and I found the home for my milk jug or water jug bird feeder. It's there and ready for the birds to come and eat from it. All right, so now we're back to do our bird beak experiment. And what this means is we're going to be learning about why different birds have different shaped beaks and what the different shapes of their beaks help them with and what they do. So we're going to be learning about a heron's beak, about a hummingbird's beak, about a hawk's beak, and then also about a woodpecker's beak, and about the different functions that their beaks serve and why they're shaped the way that they are. So out of your kit, you're going to need your clay, and then you're also going to need your little plastic fish. I have little plastic rubber duckies, but you're going to get out your plastic fish. And then you're also going to get out your chopsticks. And so then other things you're going to need that aren't in your kits are going to be a turkey baster of some sorts. You're gonna need 2 bowls, one filled with water, one without water. You're gonna need a stick, scissors, and then a pine cone from outside, and then just little objects like stones and leaves and sticks that we can put into our pine cone, and then use tweezers to pull those out. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the hummingbird's beak. And so to do that, we're going to take our 2 bowls, the one that's filled with water and the one that's not. I'm going to take you down a little bit lower. So this one has the water in it and this one doesn't. And what you're going to do is you're going to act like you have a hummingbird's beak. And so you're going to put it, you can put the turkey baster up to your nose, or you can just use it in your hand like this. But what we're going to do is we're going to take water from one bowl and we're going to put it in the other. And so this long, you see how long this is? A hummingbird has a very long beak. And the reason they have a long beak is because they have to take it and reach down into flowers to get the nectar out so they can eat it. And if you see a puppy snout in here, that's my puppy Farley. He's here to be a part of our videos today. But so the hummingbird has a long beak so it can reach down into the flowers to get out the nectar. So the water is like our nectar, and we're taking it out and we're putting it into the bowl right over here. And so you can do that until you get all the water out of one bowl and you put it in the next. Just like that. Farley wants to do it too. Just like that. So you can keep doing this. You can even put color in some of the waters with like a marker if you wanted to color the water so you can see it go from one bowl to the next. But that is what a hummingbird's beak is like. And so then with the water that we have, I'm going to take my water and just pour it into one bowl now. I'm going to put this other bowl aside. And then you're going to take your fish, or in my case, my rubber duckies, and you're going to pour them into your bowl of water. Because the next beak experiment that we're going to do is going to be that of a heron. And so with a heron, they have to take their beaks and go down into water and scoop up fish. And that's why you have plastic fish. Because they have to be able to take their beak, go down in the water, and get out the fish so they can eat them. And so our chopsticks are going to act like our beak of the heron. And so if you don't know how to hold chopsticks, that's okay. Just kind of do the best you can. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to get out your fish. There's one. You're going to take them and put them aside as you go, but you're going to try to fish for them like a heron has to do whenever they're getting their food out of the water. Some are easier, some are harder to get out. You're going to see how many you're able to get out. I have 4 left. There's another one. And there's this. Oh, I can't get that one very easily. There's that, and then I have one more. And you can keep putting these in and taking them out and putting them back in. But just remember that this is a heron's beak right here, and we're trying to get our food or our fishies so we can eat. So that is the adaptation, the beak adaptation for a heron is the long beak that has to go down and fish out all of the water. All right, so next we are going to do the hawk. And so for the hawk, we're going to open up our clay. My clay is hard to open. We're going to open up our clay. And we're going to take it out. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to take our stick and we're going to wrap the clay around our stick. Just like that. And you can wrap it all up and down, however much you want to put on. You just want to make sure it's wrapped really well around your stick. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut at the clay. So just like this. So the scissors are like the sharp beak of a hawk. A hawk has a very sharp beak that they have to be able to cut through different food with, and they have to be able to go and get their food with it. So hawks have very sharp beaks. So they can go out and get animals to eat and berries and different things. They have to have that sharp beak like the scissors. And so you can keep cutting at this, and it's just like you have a hawk's beak. It's very satisfying to cut this too with the scissors. So that is a hawk. And then the last one that we have is a woodpecker's beak. And so a woodpecker has a very small beak, like the size of tweezers, and has to go in and be able to get things out of small places. And so we're going to take these different objects we got, and we're going to stuff them into our pine cone. Just like this. So you can take pebbles, you can take rocks, you can take leaves like I am. You're going to really shove them in there, and then you're going to take your tweezers and you're going to try to get them out. So this is just like a woodpecker having to get out different bugs or having to get in small places to get its food. So we're going to get down in there and we're going to pull out the different objects that are inside of our pine cone. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's one all the way in there. There's that. And just like that, we've learned about 4 different birds and their different adaptations for their beaks and how they use them to get their food. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun to do these different activities. See you in the next video. Hi everybody, it is Miss Caitlin, and today we are going to be doing our take-home kit video all about bird identification. And so inside of your bags you have a bird identification sheet which talks about different birds that are commonly seen in Nashville during the winter. And then you also have a journal and you have a pencil. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to take that sheet outside along with our journal and our pencil, and we're going to look for some of those different birds on that sheet and see if we can find them outside. And then we're going to journal about them and write about them, what their sound sounds like, what they look like, draw pictures, and just journal all about the different birds we see outside here in the winter. So I'm outside and I have my journal and I have my pencil, and I also have my bird identification sheet. So you'll need all of those things out of your kit because we're about to try and see if we can find some birds. And so remember, whenever you're outside and you're trying to find birds, you need to be really quiet so you can hear them. And you also don't want to be loud either because that will scare them off. And so you want to be as quiet as you can, and you can walk outside around your yard, or you can go to a nearby park or even take a walk and see what you're able to find. Birds love to live in underneath our roofs. They love to live inside of our sheds. They love to live in trees and make nests in trees and down in the ground. So you need to make sure your eyes are wide open and you're looking for birds everywhere. So I'm going to turn you around and I am going to show you a couple birds that I'm seeing right now in my backyard. So I'm outside watching for birds and I just found my first bird here on my fence. Oh, just flew away, but that's a chickadee right there. Chickadee-dee-dee! Right over there is our chickadee. So pretty. So we're in our backyard, and if you look towards the top part of this video, you'll see there's a little bird flying around. And I know you can't see it very well in the video, but its chest is orange, and it's up there in the tree, just kind of hanging out. But the orange chest, looking at my sheet, that means that it's a robin. So I have a robin up there in the tree in my backyard. I'm going to try to be quiet so I don't scare it away. All right, so I just journaled about the robin that I saw, and I wrote about the orange chest, and then I drew a little picture. My pictures aren't the best, but just so I can remember kind of what it looked like to me. And now I'm going to walk to my front yard, though, and see if there's anything up here. See if there's any more birds that we can see. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like... I'm not sure what kind of bird that is, but that's such a pretty noise. Whenever you're quiet and you're careful where you're walking, you can hear a lot of different sounds and different birds that are outside. So it looks like I was only able to see 2 different birds today, the robin and the chickadee, but I'm going to continue to come outside with my notebook, just like you should with your pencil, and journal about different birds that you see and have your bird identification sheet with you. So whenever you hear something or see something, you're able to try and ID what it is. All right, thank you all so much. See you in the next video.